here we... What a disaster. What an unbelievable disaster. And I'm going to keep hammering Disney, by the way. I'm going to keep hammering Lucasfilm because they deserve it. They deserve every single bit of this for the way that they have treated Star Wars and treated Star Wars fans and treated the sequel trilogy, which is now the Disney trilogy because it's no longer should be recognized as the sequel trilogy. And I just uploaded a video talking about Jedi Pax's new leaks, and that was released, I don't know, maybe 10 hours ago. And then a few hours later, the soundtrack leaks for The Rise of Skywalker, and it confirms the Jedi Pax's leaks. Disney and Lucasfilm just confirmed this disaster, this train wreck. It's all true, ladies and gentlemen. It's all true. What is going on right now? It's all true. I'm speechless. Truly speechless. I mean, again, I've covered a lot of these leaks, and you keep watching it. You're like, "There's no way it could be this bad. There's no way it could be this bad." And then you see little pieces of information start creeping out. You see spots in trailers. You're like, "Wow, maybe it is this bad." Then you see the images out there of Rey and Kylo Ren, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, is it that bad?" And then the Jedi Pax's leaks again. The updates come out, which I just covered here on the channel. And now we have the soundtrack, and we have the titles to the soundtrack, and it confirms it. It confirms it. For the last 2 years, I have been on this channel telling all of you that Disney and Lucasfilm are trash. Specifically, Kathleen Kennedy. Her leadership is the most unbelievable. It's the most unbelievable failure I've ever seen. And The Rise of Skywalker is going to prove everything that I've ever said right. This is the biggest trash fire of a trilogy. There's been no planning. And now we are looking at something that could be potentially worse than Game of Thrones Season 8. It could be worse than The Last Jedi. We heard the leaks earlier, the new updated leaks. And I'm going to get into those right now. So if you don't want to know specifics, turn this video off. But as I talked about earlier, in the third act of this film, some of the things that we've seen, and right here, this is the track list right here. Look at some of these titles. Look at this. Parents coming together, seeing sights, rescue, farewell, a new home, approaching the throne. Oh my gosh, healing wounds. It's all here. It's all here. The old Death Star. So I'm going to go ahead and, approaching the throne is obviously where it talks about Rey approaching the throne. Coming together, that's going to be, or the parents aspect is probably going to be the vision of Han coming back to talk to Kylo. What? And then coming together, that's clearly where Rey and Kylo Ren team up, as the leaks told us. Seeing sights, maybe that's where they see the Force ghosts. Rescue, we know what that is, right? That's where Rey is rescued by Ben Solo, because he's no longer Kylo Ren at this point, and Rey is dead. Rey is dead at this point, according to the leaks. And Ben Solo climbs out of the pit that he's in, and he saves Rey, and giving his own life for Rey. That is rescue. Farewell, that's the scene where they talk about Rey kissing Ben Solo, going full Reylo. And then a new home. That is Rey on Tatooine, claiming she is Rey Skywalker because she can identify as Rey Skywalker. Because you can identify as whatever you want in the social justice Star Wars that we have created here under the Disney Lucasfilm banner. This is where we're at. It's all true, ladies and gentlemen. It's all true. Unbelievable. There's no more reason to speculate. The leaks are true. This is going to be This is going to be remembered forever as the biggest disaster in the history of cinema. When you look back on this Disney trilogy, it will go down as the biggest blunder of all time. You had it. You had it on a gold platter. You had Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford and Billy D. Williams all alive. You had George Lucas right there to guide you down this path. And you had all the money in the world. You had all the resources. You had all of the excitement. You had the original trilogy crowd. You had the prequel crowd. You had this new crowd. And everyone was there. And this is why The Force Awakens was the biggest opening in the history of the box office. This is why The Force Awakens made $2 billion. All of that goodwill, you had it. And you've just pissed it away. You have just pissed it away, and you have now created the biggest disaster ever. Yes, financially, these movies still made money. The Last Jedi still made $1.3 billion, a far cry from $2 billion. And I believe The Rise of Skywalker is going to make less than that. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell. But what about the history? What about the passion? Where is it? There's no passion for Star Wars. Star Wars isn't special anymore. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. There's nothing special about Star Wars. Solo lost money. There's nothing special anymore. You have Disney-fied this once great mythology. The greatest mythology ever created in the history of entertainment. And it's nothing now. It's a joke. It's an internet meme. It's worthless. Why? Because of social justice political agendas. That is what Disney has pushed into Star Wars. We finally have proof now that nothing can survive social justice politics. No brand can survive it. This is your proof right here, Hollywood. You finally tested the king of the mountain, and you've even killed the king of the mountain with this shit. When are you going to realize people don't want this in their entertainment? When are you going to wake up and stop believing that the general public gives a damn about your agenda? If Star Wars can't survive, nothing can survive with social justice diseased politics. This is proof. This is a laughing stock. Nobody takes this Disney trilogy seriously anymore. It's a joke. And this is exactly how we're viewing this, as a joke. Now, a lot of people have said, well, Jeremy, why are you going to go pay for it? Why are you going to? Because my audience wants me to pay for it. Because I have 200,000 subscribers on this channel. There were 2 movies over the past year that I did not go see, or 2 years. I didn't go see Solo, and I didn't see Captain Marvel. I didn't go see Ghostbusters 2016, by the way, either, but we didn't have a big following back then. I didn't go see those 2 movies, and my audience in large numbers told me that they felt that it was my responsibility to go see these movies to give my feedback because they want my opinion. So I can have, if I have any impact at all, which I don't think I'm going to have, I can have a big impact, but if I can have any impact, if I can get 5 people to have an opinion based off my opinion, then that does more than me not going to see the movie with my 1 ticket. So by me going to see it once and then giving my opinion to my audience, who a lot of them do respect my opinion, that is the difference. Some of you don't understand that, and that's totally fine. I get that, but I'm just smarter than you, I guess, because I listen to my audience. And I've done this twice. Didn't go see Captain Marvel, didn't go see Solo, refused to support those movies, but my audience said, we wish you would have seen it because we wanted to hear your opinion so we could make a judgment based on your opinion, which we trust. If 5 people listen to my opinion and choose not to go see this movie based on what I say, then it's far more beneficial than me, one person, not going to see it. That's the logic behind it. You don't have to agree with that, but there is logic behind it. What a disaster, man. I look back on how much of a fan I was of, Star Wars before Disney bought it, how much of a fan I was of Disney. And I was so optimistic before The Force Awakens. When I heard Disney purchase Lucasfilm, I was so optimistic. I defended them nonstop. I was excited when J.J. Abrams was brought on to direct. I was excited when Kasdan was involved. Hearing Han, Luke, and Leia were coming back, obviously that was just unbelievable. The marketing was fantastic. I had all the hopes in the world after the Force Awakens. I was very optimistic, and I've told this story many times. I really started to lose a lot. I started to lose my confidence at Star Wars Celebration in Orlando when I was in the Battlefront panel for Battlefront 2, which I very much enjoyed Battlefront 2, by the way. Not the campaign so much, but I love the multiplayer. But in that panel, I remember before it started, someone got on stage in this room full of hundreds and hundreds of people, and they said, "Do we have any girl gamers in the crowd?" And I just remember going, why are you asking a gender-specific question about a freaking video game? And of course, like 5 girls screamed in a room full of hundreds of people. It was very awkward. And then, of course, we got the reveal of Iden, the main character. And at that point, I just started really seeing it. Not that I didn't see it with The Force Awakens. Not that I didn't see the social justice casting. But I chose to put my faith in Disney and the faith in the storytelling process. And I really enjoyed Daisy Ridley and John Boyega. I enjoy their personalities, and I still like them very much. I don't like what Daisy Ridley said the other day about Trump, but that's whatever. It's neither here nor there. It's not about her opinion of Trump as much as it's about the echo chamber in which Hollywood is. And I don't hear a different side of the argument at all in Hollywood. I think John Boyega is a great guy. I like John Boyega a lot. And they just had so much good going for them, but ultimately, once The Last Jedi came out, it really exposed their lack of planning. It exposed The Force Awakens as a very hollow, pathetic attempt to rewrite George Lucas's history. And here we are now post-Last Jedi, when we were all called names and man babies and all this stuff. You're trying to retcon that in the best way you can, but now you're bringing Palpatine in and you're making him out to be some, I guess, like a corpse of a puppet. It's just so bad. And it's just shit. It didn't have to be this way. It absolutely didn't have to be this way. It ended up being this way because of the fact that you are obsessed with identity politics in Hollywood, and you have pissed away something that could have been remembered for the end of time for all the right reasons. Instead, it's going to be remembered to the end of time for all the wrong reasons. But that's where we're at. They've pretty much confirmed it. I mean, I don't even know how you can dispute it at this point. This is so bad. That's where we're at. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money, and we will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.